What an incredibly useful ally I have that sits at the very beginning of this alley behind me and doing absolutely nothing. Oh, hello, Zaza. There's gonna be a simple, well, more simple daily grind instead of a marathon one. Because I need to complete the operation that's going on, that's available for now from the pages of the history. Oh, and I thought there's gonna be somebody there. I mean, I saw you, I've started talking. Okay, maybe I started talking a little bit before that. Ah, hell. I've missed that guy over there. But that was just what I see in the battle. And that guy that was sitting in this corner is right over here. Like, did absolutely nothing up until now. I would say that I've played it quite a bit. Pretty sure there's an enemy over there. And I definitely saw something over there. But now there's a freaking plane in the air. I don't remember. I feel like Monday is gonna be another marathon grind. And which I'm grinding with a B7. Yeah, that was an SPA rocket. That was another one. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm planning to do. Get rid of their SPAs, maybe. Oh, there's somebody in front of me. So what the heck should I do with it? Can go straight for it. Let's go around then. Oh, hell. Yeah, right, of course. Another piece of crap from this shit show. Hey, that's a free assist. Yeah, that's pretty much useless. Maybe I've got to remove some of the bushes. Or reposition them. That's not my engine, right? I don't have a fire control system here.
Attack hostile troops. Air 160. Height 100 meters. Air 180.
Well, at least we have a single SPA. Maybe it will be able to deal with it. Sounds like it was.
Attention to the designated grid zone. We need to put more pressure on the enemy. Proceeding.
Jets, honestly, I hate the top tier gameplay, which is why I'm gonna be grinding the marathon on a B7. Even though I have, well, I had the full tech tree from the Japan, and I have significant progress in German tech trees. But I just don't like how it's been played at the moment, and how it doesn't make any sense. Really? You knew exactly where I was, even though there's an enemy right freaking behind you? And that's the same creek from before. These two would be better if they were spreading out a bit. Otherwise, they're gonna get themselves killed with a single bomb.
The enemy is winning. We must counterattack. Air 360. Height 400 meters. Attention to the map.
Why the heck it was moving backwards?
Attention to the designated grid zone. Attention to the designated grid zone. Attention to the designated grid zone.
Hey, I was able to scout something. What? There you are.
Attention to the designated grid zone.
Oh, we're losing by a score. But the difference is not that big, so maybe we'll be able to turn this around. Just like that. That's an SPA Leopard. Even though the gunner says that it's a Leopard, it's not a tank. It's an anti-air one. Oh, and this guy was even able to get himself killed by this SPA.
Attention to the designated grid zone. The enemy is winning. We've got to counterattack.
And hide behind the church, maybe, for the time being. Or maybe go all the way back for some reload.
Roger that.
Mostly because there's a ZTZ-59. Well, I guess it's no more. But still...
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Let's try to find the rest of them. Best position, honestly. There is not really much choice where to go. Oh. Feel like somebody was shooting at me. Maybe not. I honestly don't know where I was shooting. At least there was another one. Yeah, seems like we're actually winning this one. Let's uncap the point. Actually, I've got to use the Shuka at some point. Oh, I feel like it would be possible to drop a nuke if not this low amount of enemies left. But I've got to use the Shilka for the operation progression. I'm kinda curious where the heck the last enemy is, though. Oh. Oh, it got killed. And well. Yes, he got killed right at the moment when I was walking to the Shilka. Whoops. That's what happens when you look at a different chat whenever you drive a tank. Also, why the heck are you still in the game? You could have just abandoned it, and it would have been a faster end of the game. Well, that's a nice progression. 4K in a single battle. Oh, that's the reward from yesterday. Not the best map for the 279, I'd say. But let's try and go for the B point, I guess. We should be able to reach it. He was so eager to go further, but decided to stay in his place and launch a drone. Look, he's getting killed first. Why the heck these trees are so hard on a freaking 60-ton machine? I feel like the devs are unaware of the energy preservation. Yeah, alright, go freaking away. Do not freaking help me with my freaking tracks. Even though I do not even have a clue how the fuck I got shot through here. Why the heck middle tracks were able to repair 2 seconds faster than the one on the side? The rightmost.
Attention to the designated grid square. Allied forces have captured the zone. Allied forces have captured the zone.
Some strange battle going on. In my opinion, at least. Yeah, right, of course. You don't have a line of sight, but why would you need one? I feel like that's the same prick that took off my tracks. Yeah, of course you knew exactly where the fuck I was. With the exact distance to my tank. Unfortunately, there's no fucking way you're gonna play and not meet a hacker on the anywhere on higher tiers. But recently they've been infesting even the lower tiers as well.
Attention to the designated grid zone. Цель уничтожена. Power 080. Height 200 meters. Power. Request air recon.
What?
Power 090. Height 3000 meters. Request air recon.
Why the heck I didn't specify the azimuth and the altitude of the target on the second time? Yeah, at least that's a dead man.
Цель уничтожена. Most of the zones are under enemy's control.
I suppose it's a drone of some dead player living the battlefield. Why the heck there's this? Oh, there's something light. And there's an SPA behind that building, it seems. Don't tell me that was a rocket from the Mi-4 that my radar was able to notice.
Just a little more effort, and victory will surely be ours.
Стабилизатор поврежден. Летчик без сознания.
Attention to the
Well, there's a chieftain camping in there, and nobody gives a shit about it. So I suppose IT1's gonna have to deal with it by itself, if it's this dumb, and was unable to shoot it while it wasn't so busy with killing, trying to kill me.
Систему починили. Электроника работает.
What an amazing game, isn't it?
Механизм поворота работает.
Oh no, you were unable to kill a freaking chieftain. Or I feel like it's still a chieftain. Unless it's a centurion. I don't remember which one the 101 is. I feel like it could be either.
The enemy has captured most of the strategic zones.
Finally, it's time to go back and recapture the A point.
We no longer have the advantage. Attention to the map.
Цель уничтожена.
That shit I did not expect. But thankfully it was a lightly armored one, not a tank. Otherwise I would have experienced some troubles penetrating it. With the 23mm autocannons. I should try to hide myself though. Oh, and we're recapturing the C point as well. Alright, maybe not everything's lost. But our MiG definitely is. Why the heck I'm having such troubles of killing a drone?
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Unless it's already fallen down. Also, how the heck the Mi-4 is still alive if the enemy's ZA-35? It shouldn't have survived to be this close to the battlefield. And now it's dead. That's exactly what I've been expecting for it to do. But much, much earlier.
Attention to the designated grid zone!
French, I was hoping to land at least something next to an enemy. But I guess they weren't staying on the point. And it's a surprise victory once again. Let's go with the artillery. Okay, let's start with the freaking object again. And maybe let's go into the ruins actually. Maybe I'll be able to find some victims all over here. I don't usually fight over here.
Бронебойным готово! Уничтожено!
But maybe I will this time.
Бронебойным готово! Попадание!
Yeah, that's definitely a hit.
Бронебойным готово! Цель уничтожена!
What the heck did they damage? Apparently nothing, since the repair time was non-seconds. Oh shit, really? I did not expect it to survive a direct hit to the turret. Well, you can go first, if if you're so eager. Yeah, you can go. M48. Why not? You wanted to go, no? I feel like I've got to turn around and go for the B point, I guess.
Бронебойным готово!
Unless there's another tank that I gotta take care of. There's an AMX-30 somewhere in this way. There was a Merkava as well.
Бронебойным готово!
Ouch! I noticed it a bit late. Hello, hello, Bromley! Let's go with the BMP, I guess. Oh, it's totally dead. Of course.
Цель уничтожена!
I don't think its gun barrel should have survived this amount of hits, even with a 30 mil. God damn it, I missed that scout. How the fuck do you know that I'm here? You're clearly looking at me.
Attention to the map.
Also, I feel like I should have scouted you on that line. I think.
Танк! 1 час! В упор!
At least it's scouted now.
Вперед! Есть вперед! Цель уничтожена!
Yeah, where? Cause I do not freaking see it. Oh, great. Well, because of the object 279, that's a 9.0.
Цель уничтожена!
Holy crap, that's some helicopter camping. Hey, I killed the friggin' tank with the Shilka. But that's still not enough for a nuke, unfortunately. What the heck is a Veniac? I feel like that's the first time I see this word. I'm not sure, honestly. But I don't know what the heck it is. I know what some maniac is. Oh. Well, if you want to go for 9.0 battles, we can go together. Well, yeah, you're here. Whoops. So you're gonna be playing with the XM 800 only? Mostly? Because you don't really have much. Well, actually, I do need according to intelligence award. Unless I'm gonna switch it to something else, because I've already completed half of the operation. And my first daily is still not done. So hopefully you'll be able to scout something that I will be able to kill. Or maybe I just should have swapped to a different objective from the beginning. I mean, the XM's autocannon is still quite powerful, I would say. It's not like you're gonna be useless, but your vehicle is still very highly vulnerable to even heavy machine gun fire. But fortunately, we're at 9.0 this time instead of 9.7 my two previous battles. So maybe it's gonna be somewhat easier for me. And my 279. Gonna go on the right, trying to shoot somebody that's trying to cut the trajectory over there. Like this one. Hey, I've already got my intelligence. That guy was scouted by somebody. Not sure, I don't think it was scouted by you. But it's a nice start, I would say. There's some light tank going there. Can you drop an artillery strike over there? Or shoot the guy, actually? That's M18. I would suggest you to follow me, maybe. Oh shit. That was unlucky of me, I guess. Catching a rocket.
Заряжающий без сознания.
It seems like there's a 4002 over here. A Panzerhaubitze over there. You can actually kill both of them. 4002. Panzerhaubitze all the way there. Also, don't forget to scout, people. You can throw a scout over here, and you should be able to scout the 4002. Also, I feel like you're getting killed. Yep, you got killed by the Huey? Where the heck was that Huey? Ah, shit. But actually, that was a highly effective round, I feel like. Don't worry, I've already killed the guy that was scouted. Actually, was the first kill of the match. Somebody was able to scout the STB that was going towards the A point. And when I shot it, I've got the reward. Then I've got I've got a couple of more of these rewards. Just don't forget to scout people whenever it's possible when you're on a light vehicle. It makes your planes and helicopters much easier to use, I guess. Simply because of the discount that you're getting for that.
Thank you very much.
ЗСУ! 12 часов! Дистанция 500 метров! Вперед! Есть вперед!
What the fuck was that shot? Well, nice knowing that there are hackers still in this shit show. In almost every battle.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
I shot without even a glimpse of any kind of a line of sight. But still a direct hit to the center mass of my vehicle.
We've captured most of the strategic zones.
I feel like the guy just missed me because I was going down after the jump. So the prediction system decided that I'm gonna go even further down. I don't think it was a good idea to come with the Cobra unless you had any tow rockets, which feels like you hadn't.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close. Another zone captured. We have the advantage. Another zone captured.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that the 8.0 Cobra is equipped with any tow missiles. Or can equip any.
Танк 11 часов. Дистанция 300 метров. Попадание! Цель уничтожена!
Hey, one on our team was able to get a nuke.
Thank you.
Oh, really? Okay, that's pretty neat. I did not expect that the helicopter is gonna be capable of destroying 2 SPAs on this distance. But I guess enemies were looking some other way. At least these two.
Попадание! Цель уничтожена!
A little more effort, and victory will be ours.
What?
Упор! Цель подбита!
Huh? Oh, that's the... I thought that's the Panzerhaubitze, but it isn't.
Цель уничтожена! Нас подбили! Цели достигнуты!
Hello, hello, A10. At least you're not eaten. Crap, I didn't use the Shilka in this battle, so it won't progress the objective. We can play a bit lower. Actually, not even a bit. Let me check. As I've mentioned, today's goal is to complete the operation that's going on at the moment. Side battle destroying. Okay. Well, I guess I can use the 2S3M. So we can go with, let's say, 6.3, 6.7. No, I'm not gonna be going with the Tomcat. So 6.7 it is. Alright. Why the heck it's going for this slot and not for this one? Alright, let's go. Yeah, and since we're playing 6.7, there's gonna be a possible nuke in each and every battle. Hmm.
По местам! Закрыть люки. Механик-водитель бой готов.
I'll try to go into the middle of the map. Well, a little bit to the north from the B point. And maybe I'll be able to kill somebody with it. It's not a perfect vehicle, but it's a pretty nice one, nevertheless. The amount of explosives is pretty good as well. Really? Nobody's going through here? Oh. Really? There's a King Tiger if you're interested. How the fuck he managed to shoot me without a fucking line of sight? Great! Another hacker to report. Hello, hello. In this shit show that Gaijin provides us with. Well, more or less. I would be winning more if not for the hackers that infest in this game. Really? He was trying to hide the Panzer Haubitze over there?
Attention to the designated grid square! Attack the B point. Attention to the map!
It could have been better if I wasn't playing War Thunder. And here comes the enemy planes. You're an unknown entity. What else do you want? I don't think it's gonna land, but whatever.
Request tank assist.
Well, that's not exactly a tank destroyer. In terms of... Really? I have a shitload of allies behind me, on my right, and I'm still getting killed by fucking... by fucking Chaffee from behind. What a fucking joke. The best advice I can give you is just you go in there and shoot anybody that shoots you first. There's no any fucking other way to play this shit. So while 2S3M is a tank destroyer in terms of this game, it's actually an artillery. Just a howitzer with a, well, tank base, I guess. Even though it's not exactly a tank base. Well, I'm not talking anything about other stuff. There is much more serious themes than simply cursing. And the channel is set to 18 plus. And you cannot play this game while you're freaking sane, because it's gonna prove that it's gonna F you over and over and over again without any reason. Because this game just doesn't work how it's supposed to. And now that I've got here to the battlefield with my own plane, there's not a single enemy plane in the air. Alright, there is one actually. Well, that was definitely not enough. Teams sometimes do not do good. That's exactly what has happened to me. I've got killed from behind, even though there was a so-called ally there, standing basically directly there. But even so, the enemy was capable of going right through the middle of the fucking map. And I'm not talking about the so-called allies only.
We don't have the advantage anymore.
What the heck is this crit hit? Oh, it did set the guy on fire. For what exactly? You can outmaneuver fight on almost everything.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win. Most of the zones are taken by the enemy.
And again, I'm not talking about teams only. That's mostly up to the game to F you over. To the game mechanics and the developers. Why the fuck it's glitching like that?
forces have captured a zone.
Because the plane's gonna stop even quicker if you're landing on the belly, because the brakes do not provide enough braking power. And my plane was already being damaged, so it's gonna go through repair either way, so it doesn't really matter. So the faster you actually stop, the faster your plane will start repairing, the faster you'll take off after the repair. So you'd better to land your plane on the belly in that, because of that.
We've got to counterattack.
And that works in most cases. It even worked in terms of top tier jets previously, but with one of the updates, they've just added some rubber onto the runways, and now whenever you're trying to land an F-15 on a belly, for example, you start jumping up into your plane just starts jumping into the air, and well, it basically crashes again into the ground and explodes in a fireball. So now it's not an option. Even though the F-15 does not have a proper drag chute for braking on the runway, and it takes much more time to stop. I wonder who the heck is capturing the sea point. It's some bulldog? No, it's a Japanese STA-2. Yeah, I know there's anti-air, which is why I'm not going that way.
Forces have captured a zone. The enemy is controlling most of the zones.
But for some reason, the enemy tank decided that it's not gonna burn anymore. Even though I'm gonna shoot the APIT shell shots directly to its engine compartment. But nothing's gonna burn anymore. Oh, finally, it's on fire. But that's because I hit its transmission in front.
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning.
But unfortunately, that's way too late. Oh, really? I'm still missing a ground target? Yeah, right. That doesn't even matter. From what I've heard, the economy just doesn't work. So the best you can do to earn money is just to be the best on the team, and that's all. You cannot do anything else. The most problematic thing is that I've got shot by that King Tiger imbecile at the very beginning. That almost completely ignored my shot instead. And this time it's a... Wait, what was the previous battle? Well, either way, this one is a 7.7 battle again. wonder if the distance to the B point is the same after the map rework. It's somewhat the same, I guess. Yeah, fucking right! And we have another winner of the Hacker of the Day, imbecile. Well, see you next time in this shit show. And I've got to report another cunt that's incapable of playing this game by himself. Who the heck keeps shooting at you? Yeah, right. I mean, that game was made for it. To make the impossible happen. Yeah, right, of course. We have another proof that this cunt is an imbecile. I am playing mostly for the experience, but this does not provide any fucking good experience at all if you're gonna meet a hacker in every single fucking fight. What the fuck of experience is it? Dailies are down in a fucking minute. That doesn't fucking care. You cannot play a game whenever enemies see you through the fucking walls, shoot you fucking 10 layers of pushes, and ignore your shots completely. Like, again, explain me this. Can you explain how that is a fucking hit on a BMP? How the fuck that's a fucking quote-unquote good experience? There's no such thing as good experience in this shit, unless you're playing really low ranks in which hackers do not really visit a lot. Otherwise, that's a shit show that's unfucking playable, and idiots still fucking pay for these millions of dollars for some fucking reason. course I'm getting shot from behind, even though there's two T-44s behind me. How do you consider this a fucking good experience? At one point in the game, I was killed by a prick that was standing 5 meters behind our so-called ally. 5 meters, and they didn't notice each other, but I got killed by the enemy. Neither of them noticed each other. They were standing back to back. An IS-2 and a King Tiger Porsche. They didn't notice each other and went their ways after the East killed me. There's literally almost no redeeming qualities from this game. Even the so-called realistic nature of this game is a bullshit and a false advertisement.
Allied forces have captured a zone. Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Цель уничтожена! Нас подбили! Нас подбили! Механизм
Really?
не сломан. Один час.
And again we're getting shot by an enemy that doesn't even see us. And ignores my shots in return. Of fucking course. No fucking surprise. Another hacker to report. Absolutely fucking amazing. There was not a single battle when I've switched to 6.3 without a fucking hacker. Well, maybe the previous one, but I've got killed by the second enemy I've encountered that shot me from behind. What an amazing game this is. Can't you see the text on the top of the screen? I feel like that should explain how I feel about this game. How the fuck did I kick out that T-44? No, I don't. And neither do you. Nobody should fucking feed the snail until they fucking fix their freaking shit. That's why the fuck they're doing that. Making the economy of the game worse, that you would all buy more and more premium vehicles and the premium accounts. Because you're freaking feeding it, they're rigging the characteristics of the vehicles, so it would be even worse and worse for you to play. And even though the game went through several bomb reviews, it's still not enough. Okay, that was my mistake. Come over here. Ah, heck. I wasn't able to go low. Fucking idiocy. How the fuck there's a whole ass super person from freaking behind? Yeah, the Soviet 6.7 is basically unplayable at the moment. I guess I'm gonna be switching back to the 279. Who the heck is capturing it? Nobody.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Yeah, that's not a tank. But there is a tiger somewhere, I guess. Right, another fuck that knows exactly where the fuck everybody is, even without a single piece of line of sight.
Enemy forces have captured
Yeah, let's drop a bomb in there. I think that's a very popular place to camp, isn't it? that's -2. Correction, that's -3. I do not have a clue where the heck that Yak Tiger was. So what the fuck was that exactly? Not only it's gonna be too far. It was a bit too freaking far, but I was able to land much further away previously on a Corsair for some fucking reason. But no, this time it's not gonna fucking fly! Because there are no fucking rules in this crap.
Понял.
Заряжающий к бою готов.
Attention to the designated grid zone.
Well, yeah. But did you know that they actually introduced the system of when you can switch between impact and radio fuses? At least you can adjust the mode you're shooting it with. So you can select either whenever you want. Just set up a button for it. That was really dumb of that Panther. So, whenever you see a plane, you can switch back to proximity, and whenever you're attacking a tank, you can just switch back to the impact fuse. The only problem is that you've got to remember that you're starting with proximity fuse on by default, so you've got to switch it back to impact one when you start the game. That's a bulldog. And something else, I guess. Right. Here we have another cunt that saw exactly where the fuck I am, was able to use the arcade bombing aim, and drop the bomb directly on my fucking head.
Attention to the designated grid square.
I hear him, but I barely see this shit. And you're saying me that the enemy is usually able to see me without fucking fail. Yep, another hacker retard. What do you mean by that? There are the same rules as you have in air-realistic battles for the planes. The problem is not the freaking aim, the problem is freaking hackers and the imbecile devs that are incapable of handling that situation at all. Oh no, the easy anti-cheat's incapable of doing shit, we're gonna be swapping to a different anti-cheat, and we'll not fucking set up it at all. So there's not gonna be any fucking difference between the previous one and the new one. Yeah, bombing is too easy. Then I drop a 500 kilo bomb on the top of an IS tank, and it just fucking ignores it completely. Yeah, right. That's exactly how it should go. Seems like last night was quite long for you. A gig, you say? So you're playing in a band? What's your playing, actually? What you're playing on, I guess? I'm not sure how to do in that regard with the English. Well, I don't remember that song specifically, but I do listen to System of a Down from time to time. Oh right, another open-topped vehicle would fucking ignore my high explosive shell. Why not? At least it didn't ignore that one. And I think that playing a guitar is all actually really cool. Would love to play one, but unfortunately I don't think I even have funds to start playing one. Even though I was thinking about it a couple of times. No, that's at 6.7 to be exact, because of object 268. 268? Oh, 248. And the other stuff. But I feel like I'm gonna be switching back to object 279 when I'll get my setup unlocked. So the plan for the day is to complete the dailies and complete the pages of history operation, which is why I'm using the 2S VMware at the moment. But previously I was just picking a Shilka at the very end of the battle. Right, of course, Shermans are completely silent. Another stealth tank. What should I use actually? Let's go with the La9s, I guess.
Attack the A point. Attention to the map.
Maybe it will help the guy that's trying to assault the C point. Depends. As I was saying, I'm going to switch back to 9.0 because 6.7 seems mostly unplayable.
Keep it up and victory will be ours.
Right. Of course, they see me at that distance without fail.
Forces have captured a zone.
Attention to the designated grid square.
This is not for the dailies. The the Gaijin have introduced the month-long event, the pages of history, which I'm basically trying to complete, which consists of fucking idiot, like this one, for example, which was not even able to bomb the target, just killed his own plane. Holy hell. So, which usually consists of 8 operations, which require a number of different vehicles. And this time the vehicles are quite of a high battle rating, I guess. Mostly, at least. So here is the list. Starts with T55, so it's already pretty high. Except maybe for the BMP one, which is considerably low, and an M47. But I don't even have the M47. So the T-34 is completely useless. Also, they do not work in my hands, but of course they work in enemies' hands. Especially how I was able to penetrate the machine gun port recently, and the AP shell with the high explosive filament just did not explode. Well, the reward for each operation is a booster with a slight possibility of a premium account for a day, and the reward for the whole page of history is a specific profile picture. It's not much, but it's some kind of a goal that you can pursue while you're playing this game. Oh, that's you? I feel like that's you. So yeah, this month reward is the Pavel Golovachev's profile icon. Yeah, which one is you? Bobby then, I guess? Wait, I did press on that. Bobby is the... Bobby, what the heck am I doing? Yes, I see that. So I was correct when I invited Lori. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That you're the Bobby. Bobby's your name. Ah. Okay, let's go towards the C point. Oh, that's a full up tier, unfortunately. That's a 10.0 battle.
По местам! Закрыть люди! Механик водитель, к бою готов! Наводчик к бою готов! Заряжающий к бою готов!
You can calculate the battle rating of the battle based on the costs of your vehicles, because depending on the level of the battle, your vehicles become well, the costs go lower and lower. There are steps which they go down. Don't glue the rocks, please. Really?
Attention to the designated grid square. Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Right, of course. That shit's impenetrable to a cannon like this.
Подбили! Вижу повреждения! Цель уничтожена!
Don't look at me like that. Like you know exactly where I am.
Breaking reports. Enemy spotted. The enemy's getting closer to victory. Allied forces have captured a zone. Attention to the map. Breaking reports. Enemy spotted.
Holy shit, I've marked that place, but no, some prick on a 775 is gonna go there and die to the enemy.
Breaking reports. Enemy spotted.
Why the heck am I getting shot without a line of sight again?
Цель уничтожена! Давай, вышла из строя!
Right.
Breaking reports. Enemy spotted. Breaking reports. Enemy spotted.
Yeah, let's go with the BMP, I guess.
Breaking reports. Enemy spotted. Breaking reports. Enemy spotted. Breaking reports. Enemy spotted. Breaking reports. Enemy spotted. Recon reports. Enemy spotted.
That's not it even. I was marking the freaking map, but this object 775 still fucking ignored it. Because why would you need to look at the map? There's no point in it, right?
Один час!
Oh, that's the same prick from before.
Victory is near.
Oh, I got killed. That's why I didn't get the scout. It most likely means there's a camper somewhere. Well, maybe not. Since this map was cut down really brutally, I guess. I think it's still possible to reach the A2 square with the Type 93, for example. Yes, this game is called War Thunder. There's an enemy somewhere over there.
Попадание! Цель уничтожена!
And the enemy SPAs ignore direct hits to the turret. Why not?
Let's keep the pressure on.
Yeah, of fucking course. Another useless retard. Well, at least that's enough for a daily objective, and I've got the Shrilka for the operation as well. How much do I have left to complete the operation though? Oh, that's basically done.
Allied forces have captured.
Well, the problem is the next daily then, I guess. After this battle, actually, you can swap to whatever you want, whatever you like.
Zones are under control.
Because there's not going to be any limitations anymore.
Another zone captured. We have the advantage. The level of effort and victory will be ours.
Yes, this is the end of this battle.
Цели достигнуты.
Let's change to something else. Change now. But I guess... But it's still 8.7. I would gladly play some better battle ratings, honestly. Yeah, we can go with 7.7. Hopefully this is gonna be the last battle for today. Not the best map, honestly. For the mouse, at least. And it's an 8.7 battle as well, which is even worse. So I guess I'm gonna start with an SPA Weasel.
Aufsitzen! Und bereit machen für Feindkontakt!
Klarmachen zum Gefecht. Kraftfahrer bereit.
Even though it's far from a great vehicle. At least I have a proper AP belt on it. See if I'll be able to intercept anybody going for the A point.
Tag 100. Height 100 meters.
Turns out there's not gonna be any enemies going this way.
Tag 080. Height 100 meters.
Artillerieschlag auf
Ah,
Koordinaten. Echo.
there they are.
Zerschlagen.
Echo 4. Bestätige Koordinaten. Aufgemacht. Abgefeuert. Allied forces have captured the zone.
I feel like this guy was shot to the back of the turret. And it's not gonna be able to fight here, at least, for some time. Right, I even got killed by a huge ass fucking rocket.
Enemy forces have captured the zone.
Of course, I believe these pricks. It doesn't matter when I'm playing against hackers, if it's a fast boy or not.
Attention to the designated grid zone.
Yeah, there's no thermals on this modification, unfortunately. So sorry for your burnt out eyes. When I was checking if there is any.
The enemy has captured.
Right, of course it's just a fuel tank whenever you're shooting at a Soviet tank. With a huge ass rocket. Doesn't work the same way. Ouch. Okay, that was my mistake. Alright, of course, I cannot even penetrate the Defa from the side. And of course I got killed by the same hacker. Okay, this is enough of this fight. Holy fuck, today War Thunder is unplayable completely. It's mostly like 99% unplayable, but today is full 200%.
Aussetzen!
Feldbereitschaft herstellen.
Fahrer bereit.
Well, I'm not a War Thunder affiliate, and they do not deserve any praise at this moment. Oh, you mean in chat? I don't know. That's either way War Thunder's, well, Gaijin's idiocy of letting the hackers play like that.
Ziel ausgeschaltet!
Artillerieschlag auf Koordinaten. Delta 3. Stören.
Delta 3! Bestätige Koordinaten! Aufgefasst! Abgefeuert!
Kraftfahrer, rückwärts, Marsch.
I have zero fucking ideas how the heck it was able to survive that.
Panzer, 1 Uhr. Im Nahbereich.
But the Charger won't.
Panzer, 2 Uhr. Nah.
Ziel ausgeschaltet!
That's exactly how it should have went from the very beginning. Because both of these SPGs do not have any fucking armor. But at least this one doesn't have any engine sounds at all. Why would it have any? And thankfully this shit show has come to an end. Yeah, I'm gonna go as well, because that's enough. And see you next time, hopefully in a better game. Bye bye.